this game. And remember, this is the last team to beat Florida, Auburn.
Yeah, but it isn't going to happen. It isn't going to be close. I tell you what, Florida is a different football team in the swamp.
You're supposed to tell people out there at home, you're supposed to watch the game. Can't tell them there's no chance. Anything can happen. We've seen it happen this Saturday. For Mark and Coach, I'm Scott. We get you right down to the swamp. And Mike Patrick, enjoy the game, everybody.
Scott, thanks very much. We're at the Swamp in Gainesville, where the defending national champions have an 18-game winning streak in front of boisterous sellout crowds of more than 88,000 fans. Tonight, the Auburn Tigers bring a disappointing 2-2 record into Florida Field to face the undefeated and fourth-ranked Florida Gators. Welcome to College Football Primetime, brought to you by Hampton Hotels. It is a warm, humid night in north central Florida as the Gators seek revenge against Auburn, the only team to beat them a year ago. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick, Todd Blackledge. It's great to have you with us. If you look at a scouting report on quarterback Tim Tebow, all you see are positives. Expand it to the intangibles that he brings. Again, nothing but positives. In fact, you can't find anybody to say anything bad about Tim Tebow.
Yeah, he's pretty special. And let's focus, first of all, what he does on the field. He's a tremendous dual-threat quarterback. He's got a big, strong arm, very accurate down the field, and he's developing as a better pocket passer. At 6'3", 235, he's a powerful and fearless runner. But the thing that makes Tim Tebow special is his inner qualities, his charisma, his passion, and an unquenchable desire to win that causes the other Florida players to rally around him and make him their leader.
Now, Auburn could easily be 4-0, but a rash of turnovers has made them 2-2. And if they come here tonight and do the same thing, they don't have a chance.
Yeah, they turned the ball over 10 times in the 2 games they lost. Tough to beat a very average team doing that. But keep this in mind about Auburn. This has been one of the most successful teams in this league over the last few years, particularly on the road. They've won 12 of their last 13 SEC road games. 8 of the 9 times they've played top 10 teams, they've won. If they can protect the football, and if Brandon Cox, their quarterback, plays well tonight and they fly around on defense, this one could be interesting. And if you don't think upsets can happen in college football, you haven't been paying much attention today.
No, 6 of the top 13 teams in the country so far have been knocked off this weekend. To his family and friends, he is known as George Edmondson. From Tampa to the rest of the Gator Nation, he is Mr. Two-Bits, who travels from section to section at Florida Field, leading one of the oldest chants in college football. You think George practices a lot at home? Holly Rowe will work the sidelines for us tonight as usual. And Holly, the Gators, not that they needed it, have a new weapon.
You're right, Mike. They have gotten veteran Andre Caldwell, their wide receiver, back. He's been out the last 2 games with a sprained MCL. He came out about an hour before the game, worked with the athletic trainers, showing them that he could make lateral cuts and run routes. Guys, I'll take it from the man himself. You look at his eye black, it says Cinco's back. If he says so, I believe him, and Urban Meyer says he will likely play. Mike?
They've always had speed on the outside, Holly, and he gives them more. He's averaging almost 28 yards a catch, and here come the Florida Gators. across the landscape of college football. We're getting set for kickoff. #1 USC in action on ABC. Defending champion Florida right here on ESPN. #8 Ohio State trying to move up on ESPN2. Who will celebrate tonight?
Sick of me, victory after victory. I prove you can't get with me. My team's unstoppable. My defense that'll stop you fools. Make it hard to move. It's easy to lose when you're going against the best. Now you're being put to the test. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Now you're on your own. We gon' see who regulates and who gets to celebrate.
I just wanna celebrate. I wanna celebrate. I just wanna celebrate. I just wanna celebrate. I just wanna celebrate.
The plastics, the materials, the medicines, things that make modern life modern come from one place, chemistry. Learn more at AmericanChemistry.com.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Hey, you want to ride? It's okay. Sorry. We're sorry. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by American Chemistry, essential to living. Learn more at AmericanChemistry.com. eBay, shop victoriously. And Jack's Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side.
The Swamp, Florida Field in Gainesville. They have been playing the series since 1912. Auburn with a slim overall lead, although the Gators have won 8 of the last 10. Auburn won it a year ago, the only Florida loss in a national championship season. That is Brandon James, 9th in the country in kick returns. He started last week's game with a 59-yard gallop. Races up on this and takes it at the 15. James off to the races again. To tell us about the Florida offense, here's basketball coach Billy Donovan.
At quarterback, we have Tim Tebow having a terrific year. Special player, even better person. At wide receiver, we have a great playmaker in Percy Harvin. Get the ball in his hands, a lot of special things happen. At tight end, CI, Cornelius Ingram, former basketball player. Happy to see all of his success. And at center, given the snaps, Drew Miller.
Billy Donovan, who is close to Urban Meyer, both sharing national championship seasons.
Holly right on it because Andre Caldwell is in the game up here to start off first play.
He's number 5. They'll give the ball to Harvin, the electric wide receiver, taken down after a gain of about a yard. For the Auburn defense, here's sack man Quentin Groves.
Thanks, Mike. Opposite me, we got from down bottom Mobile, Alabama, from Derek Marks. Next to him, we got Stump, Wedding Bell, Josh Thompson. And our linebackers are anchored by Craig Stevens, Lincoln, Florida. Next to him is hit stick, Trey Blackman, number 10. And guarding our back, as always, ever dependable J-Dub and Gerard Bowlegged Powell.
Gerard would contend that's not true.
Well, bow-legged or not, this defense can run. And that plays well against this Florida offense. You better be able to run to play them.
Tebow in the shotgun. gives straight up the middle, and that was to Keyston Moore, the tailback, who's averaging a little over 5 yards a carry.
Last year, when they beat Florida in Auburn, Quentin Groves had 3 sacks of Chris Leak. They scored a defensive touchdown. They scored a special teams touchdown. They beat them by 10 without scoring an offensive touchdown, and the defense dominated the game in the second half.
Gators with 5 wide receivers. Auburn shows a 4-man rush. Gators move up front. That's what Groves does as a pass rusher. He gets people out of their stance in a hurry. Carlton Metter moved number 73.
Prior to the snap, false start, 73 on offense, penalty 5 yards, down remains 3rd.
And this would be very helpful to that Auburn defense to keep the Gators in these 3rd and long situations. Although that guy seemingly can convert anything. Tebow sits in the pocket, throws incomplete. Was intended for face-on.
And that's exactly what Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator, said they wanted to do against Tim Tebow. They said they wanted to make him throw the football to beat them. Make him read coverage and come off to 2nd or 3rd receivers, because right now that's his weakness as a quarterback. If there's one chink in his armor as a player right now, it's just being able to reset his feet and come off to secondary receivers. That time not accurate, and they got the turn to force the punt.
Chris Henry to punt to Robert Dunn. No one so far this year has returned a single Florida punt. One of the reasons why I think is sky high. And they run that spread punt formation and get guys downfield. 44-yard punt. Again, there is no return. To tell us about the Tiger offense, here's quarterback Brandon Cox.
At fullback, we have Carl Hollywood Stewart. At receiver, we have the playmaker, Rod Smith, and at tight end, Cole Bennett. On the offensive line, we have a few young guys anchored by right tackle Lee Zimba and the leader of that offensive line, center Jason Boswell.
Again, 2 teams unusually in the SEC with extremely young offensive lines. And Brandon Cox starts the offense, giving it on the ground to Ben Tate. To tell us about that Gator defense, once again, here's Billy Donovan.
Starting on the defensive line, Derek Harvey likes to make a living, spending a lot of times in opposing teams' backfields. In the middle at linebacker, Brandon Spikes really has done a great job clogging up the middle for the Gators. And at safety, Tony Joyner, a real big hitter back there.
Tate is the deep man in the eye behind Cox. Under pressure, and down he goes. They hit him low.
He's hurt, too.
Yes, he is. A little slow to get up.
Well, he popped up, but Derek Harvey got him. He was the first guy there. You just heard Billy Donovan saying he likes to make a living in opponent's backfield. He's coming away from Brandon Cox and got right into the legs. It wasn't a dirty hit. Cox just didn't see him. He saw the other defensive end coming at him. Jermaine Cunningham, number 49, did not see Derek Harvey.
Harvey just got his 4th sack of the year. He leads the club. And boy, that was frightening for a second for Brandon Cox. This is the situation that's hurt them, 3rd and long. He's tried to force some things and gotten in trouble. There's a screen to Tate. There is a flag down on the play. Tate stays on his feet across the 20. Now we'll check the penalty.
I think what Auburn wants to do, and I mentioned it, it's very important for Brandon Cox to play well in this game. Now, this isn't his first rodeo. This is his 25th start as a quarterback at Auburn. He's been in loud stadiums. We wait for the call. I think Auburn will be fairly conservative early in this game to give their defense a chance. They believe their defense can play with Florida. It's their offense that has been their stumbling block so far in the first month of the season. Their offense needs to take care of the ball, be a little conservative, and let their defense play.
Now they're talking to Cox. And I think Tommy Tuberville is saying,
well, he wants to know how much they need for a first down and what the penalty, what the difference in the yardage would be.
If they turned it down, they'd be facing a 4th and 1, so you'd think they'd take the penalty and have another 3rd down.
Take another shot at it.
Offsides. 91 on the defense. The penalty declines. 4th down.
Well, again, now here's your conservative Tommy Tuberville. He's saying, look, our punter's been good. Our defense has been good. Let's not go another 3rd down and 11, 3rd down and 10 against this defense in the swamp. I told you, they're going to be conservative early.
Well, there's conservative and there's conservative.
This is pretty far right, I would say.
Yes, it is. Shoemaker is back from a dislocated elbow, will punt to James.
That's going to be a roughing the punter. He can't get his flag out, but that was definitely roughing the punter.
And they didn't need any more than running into to get the 1st down. 31-yard kick. Now we'll check the flag.
Yeah, now that decision looks pretty smart, doesn't it?
It still looks ultra conservative.
It was very conservative.
It's right of the hash mark. Let's put it that way.
It was a blocked punt in the game last year by Auburn that turned the game around in the first possession of the 3rd quarter. First punt tonight for Auburn. Florida going
Running
after
into the kicker, number 5 on the defense. The penalty 5 yards. Result of the play.
Bubba Caldwell anxious to be back in the game, not just as a wide receiver, also coming in to try to block a punt. Actually, it's Cornelius Ingram, number 7, who made the contact, and that's a big guy. I mean, when he hits you, you're not going to do that secretly. He's 6'4", about 245 pounds. Just didn't take a good angle to the football.
And as much as Shoemaker was involved, they're lucky that was not a roughing call. Try a little trickery as Cody Burns comes in and tosses it to Robert Dunn on the reverse, and that goes nowhere. Burns is one of those multi-purpose guys who they want to play in certain situations.
Well, that was good, sound defense by Florida. Tommy Tuberville told me before the game, the first play that Burns comes in, we're going to run a reverse. They're going to expect him to run power. We'll do something different, but Florida stayed at home on the backside and made the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Burns from Arkansas, a true freshman. Came in early 2 games ago, started the last one. And then Cox got his job back as he came in relief and led them to 5 touchdowns against New Mexico State. Tate takes it up to the 24-yard line. Todd, how about tonight's X Factor presented by Dell?
Well, when you're talking about Auburn, first of all, they've got to win the turnover battle, and they've got to win special teams. For Florida, they got to stuff the run because everything that Auburn likes to do in their passing game comes off of play-action pass. And the only way play-action pass is effective is if the running game is somewhat effective. And as long as Auburn's staying behind the chains like they are these first 2 possessions, very tough to set up your play-action pass.
3rd and very long. Cox will go to the shotgun. Gators show blitz, come with 5. They block it pretty well, and a perfect strike for a 1st down out at the 45. Rodriguez Smith, who is averaging 23 yards a catch, turns in 21 there.
Well, this is excellent protection up front. Again, you've got 3 true freshmen starting. Plenty of time for Brandon Cox to step up in the pocket, step into that throw, and that has been his go-to receiver. Roderick Smith has been the guy that Brandon Cox has looked to in the first month of the season. His 12th catch of the year.
Cox, play action fake, throws to the near sideline. Smith again, across midfield, reversing his field, looking for a block. One more man to beat. If he had beaten that tackle cleanly of Wandy Pierre-Louis, he's gone.
This is the best thing that could happen for Auburn, is having something good happen to them early offensively. Again, I think they felt very comfortable with their defense and how they matched up defensively against this potent Florida offense. But it's the Auburn offense that has struggled. They got a little help with the roughing the punter penalty, and they've hit a couple passes here, and they've got some nice momentum going on this drive.
The Gators do not have a terrific secondary. They've got a lot of speed back there, but they've got a lot of learning to do.
Where they have been really good, though, is stopping the run. They are second in the league, fifth in the country coming into tonight's game, only allowing 54 yards per game rushing. And again, that's the real test for Auburn, because they've got to keep trying to run to set up that play-action pass.
And with only 2 returning starters, that's a conscious decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't do everything, so we're going to make sure we stop the run.
Right. We'll play more zone defense if we have to in the back end, but let's stop one thing and try to make them one-dimensional.
Cox, another perfect strike down to the 30 and another first down. Montez Billings, who had been out, makes only his 2nd catch of the year. And you got to love Brandon Cox. He will stand in there knowing whatever is coming. It doesn't make any difference.
Well, like I said, this is not his first rodeo. He's played some good ball for Auburn. Now, he's been off to a rough start this year. He's actually thrown it to the wrong color jerseys more this year than he has at any time in his career. But he came off the bench last week and played extremely well against New Mexico State, and he's off to an excellent start tonight.
6 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes so far this year. Fannin, nice cutback. Fannin inside the 20, another first down to the 19. A very impressive drive for Auburn. Brandon Spikes missed a tackle.
It came with a little motion by the wide receiver to crack back on the inside linebacker. They get a couple linemen pulled out there. Jason Bosley, number 68, the center, is out there leading on that play. And a nice mix of run-pass right now for Auburn. Al Borges, the offensive coordinator, mixing it up very well against this young Florida defense. There's Al.
10 plays, 67 yards so far. Fannin is the tailback. They'll play 3 at that position tonight. Cox throws the slant complete inside the 10. Rodriguez Smith made that catch again. And Brandon Cox has been right on the number.
He's been right. I mean, he's throwing in rhythm. He's comfortable in the pocket. He's trusting his protection. And again, Florida, because of their youth at corner, because of their inexperience in the secondary, more zone defense than they played at any time last year. Last year, with the corners they had and with the free safety they had in Reggie Nelson, they were a man-to-man press coverage with a free safety almost all the time. This year, they just are not able to play that way. And the zone coverage right now, there are holes in that zone that Brandon Cox is finding.
And right now, this passing attack for Auburn coming into the ball game was 99th in the country, only averaging 173 yards a game. That just illustrates the struggles that you were talking about. But Cox, don't ever sell this kid short. He won 11 games last year and took a beating while he was doing it. He's 5 out of 5 on this drive. Tate is back in behind Stewart, the fullback.
Movement up front.
Now Auburn's going to say Florida made a move to draw him. Florida's going to say the opposite thing, and I think Florida's going to win.
The left tackle, Ryan Pugh, one of those 3 true freshmen that's up there. He's from Hoover, Alabama.
Prior to the snap, ball start. Number 50 on the offense, 75 yards down main side.
There was movement across the line from a Florida defender, but Ryan Pugh's got to hold in there.
True freshman on the road to Florida. Not easy.
Not easy. 3 of them. 2 of them.
That would be not easy, not easy, not easy.
That's right.
Tate looked like he tripped over his own man. That may have been Pugh as he caught a piece of his leg and went down. Might have had another 5 yards had he stayed up.
I think he clearly would have had the first down inside the 10-yard line had he stayed up on that one. And the other thing with Florida, they are not particularly big on the inside of their defense. They're fast. They're a very fast defense, but their defensive tackles are not the biggest guys that you're going to find in the SEC. And Auburn doing some damage running the football so far tonight.
This will be the 13th play of this drive. Tate trying to get outside, looks for a block. First down to the 7.
Boy, did a great
He
job.
had the big guy, Tyrone Green, out in front of him.
And he did a great job of waiting and being patient and staying behind Tyrone Green. Sometimes a back will get in a hurry and try to get that yardage on his own, but he waited and he let big Tyrone Green get out there in front of him. Watch the patience that Tate shows. Let 71 make the block and then just cut right inside of him and easily pick up the first down.
Tyrone's listed at 308. He looks like he's a happy meal away from 350, though. Nice job pulling for the big guy, and a first and goal for Auburn.
Florida has been outstanding defensively in the red zone to this point. Cody Burns in the game. Power run is his main thing down here. There he goes.
Quarterback draw inside the 5. Touchdown. So Brandon Cox does the work, takes them the length of the field. The freshman comes in and gets the board.
Doesn't matter how you get it done. That was excellent teamwork, and that was a little bit of, hey, Tim Tebow, we can do this too. What a drive by the Auburn Tigers. 14 plays, 86 yards. They used 7 minutes and 32 seconds. And again, the roughing the punter helped them to keep going. But after that penalty, they were impressive.
And that does so many different things for the Auburn Tigers. Bynum for the point after. Kid is a terrific freshman kicker. And the Auburn Tigers, nearly 3 touchdown underdogs, break on top 7-0 in Gainesville.
Shop victoriously.
It's endless shrimp. The only time of year to enjoy all the irresistible shrimp you can eat. In all the irresistible ways you love it. Freshly hand-breaded, creamy shrimp pasta, and mouth-watering garlic shrimp scampi. Or try our new spicy buffalo shrimp. Come in today for endless shrimp. Here for a short time at Red Lobster. Come see what's fresh today.
I'm walking all by myself.
You get into a Volkswagen, it gets into you.
Now through October 1st, get a 2008 Jetta 2.5-liter S for just $197 per month.
I was singing.
You're no rich prince.
Sorry. Rich Prince rewards begin at 2 kisses. To qualify, eligible. Additionally, the magic spell reserves the right to lock out the primary kiss giver from any and all. Kisses expire 6 seconds from date of pucker. All kisses are non-transferable.
Is this how your Cash Rewards card treats you? Introducing No Hassle Cash Rewards. Earn cash on every purchase everywhere, plus a 25% annual bonus.
Yeah, okay.
But you're just 1 kiss away. What's in your wallet?
ESPN's College Football Primetime is available on ESPN HD, presented by Pioneer Kuro HD TV. 6 out of the top 13 teams in college football have already lost this weekend. Florida is a top 4 team, 3-1 poll, 4 in the other. And Auburn trying to avoid an 0-2 start for the first time in forever. A lot of stuff going on here. James and Moore are deep. And Auburn's got to be sky high right now. James at the 7. and taken down at the 38. Let's go back to that touchdown. It was a beauty.
Well, it was a beauty, and 3 great blocks right here. Ben Tate, the center, Jason Bosley, and the tight end, the backup tight end, Tommy Trott. Watch all 3 guys. Bosley and Tate will get the linebackers. Tommy Trott will get the strong safety. All 3 guys get on a block, and a beautiful end to an outstanding drive for the Auburn Tigers.
Holly Rowe, what do you have?
Well, guys, Florida defensive coordinator Greg Madison was just telling his freshman linebacker A.J. Jones, hey, you got to help us call out the strong side. 2 times on that drive for the touchdown, we were lined up wrong.
Well, something didn't go right on that entire drive. Tebow on a roll and throws complete. He got that one to Riley Cooper for a minimal gain. Let's check in with Scott Van Pelt. He has the Sports Under 30 at 30. Scott.
Well, Mike, the baseball season is winding down, and don't you know the Mets have finally won, putting an end to their horrendous skid. Meanwhile, the Phillies get doubled up by those pesky Nationals who were just beating up on the Mets. So the Mets and Phils head into the final game of the season deadlocked in the National League East. You Florida fans may be keeping an eye on the Noles. It was a 14-7 game with Alabama until Dakota Fagg takes the pass from Xavier Lee and takes it to the house. Florida State leads 21-7. We'll get back to Mike Patrick.
Scott, thank you much. And the Florida Gators trying to get a first down here with Tebow on the keeper. Urban Meyer, in his 3rd season, has a ridiculous record. 26-4. 26-4.
And he hasn't lost here in the Swamp. You know, he said when he came here, one of the first things he said is, we want to take back the Swamp. You know, Steve Spurrier owned the Swamp when he was here. Ron Zook had some struggles at home. He's yet to lose here. And he thought last week what happened over in Oxford was the perfect medicine for his team. He thought they'd be ready to play tonight, but they have their hands full right now with this Auburn bunch.
Tebow 3rd and an inch. The big quarterback goes straight ahead to whistle the play dead.
You know, I think it's going to be a dead ball, a penalty against Florida. That's going to back him up 5.
Prior to the snap, false start, offensive guard, penalty 5 yards, down remains 3rd.
You mentioned the game last week against Mississippi State. Coaches are always looking for something negative so they can work on their kids and make them better. That time they won the game, but they didn't play well, and it gave them a lot to work with.
Yeah, well, their defense, you know, kind of gave up a big lead late in the game. They gave up some big plays. They had 14 penalties for 127 yards, a lot of which were mental mistakes, just like that last one right there.
Tebow flushed out of the pocket. And look at that swarming defense.
And look at Will Muschamp, the defensive coordinator, right over there throwing the headsets off and patting his guys on the helmets, because that's what Auburn has to do. Fly to the football, make tackles in space. They've got the speed to line up and play with Florida, but they still have to make the plays in space to stop this offense.
They used Keyston Moore in motion, threw him a little safety valve check down, and he was just buried.
And so far they've done what they've wanted to do with Tim Tebow. Hit him when he runs and make him look for secondary receivers when he throws.
Henry to punt to Dunn, who's averaging over 12.5 yards a return, but Florida doesn't get kicks returns. They still haven't had one run back this year. When we come back, we'll get Todd's take on how the top 10 was shaken up this weekend.
We love having you here.
I'm walking out by myself.
When you get into a Volkswagen, it gets into you.
Now through October 1st, get a 2008 Jetta 2.5-liter S for just $197 per month.
I was singing.
Sometimes it's so hard to find what it is I'm trying to say. People might think you can turn creativity on and off, but it's not like that. It just kind of comes out. A mashup of all these things you collect in your mind. You never know when it's gonna happen, but when it does, it's like magic. It's just that simple, and it's just that hard.
Explore your creativity with projects designed by Gwen Stefani and HP.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, cool sour cream, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
The chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup is on ABC tomorrow at 1 Eastern.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is presented by Hampton Hotels. At Hampton, we love having you here. And in part by Volkswagen. When you get into a Volkswagen, it gets into you.
Sellout crowd here at the University of Florida facing the Auburn Tigers. The sellout crowd not having any fun yet. They're down 7-0. The number 4 team in the land saw Brandon Cox hit all 5 passes on an opening drive after he was shaken up. Now he's 6 for 6. Check it. Whoa. Boy, there is a late hit. Yeah. That's going to cost him 15 as the ball was dropped. Cody Burns, they threw it to him in a flat, and he just got killed by Dustin Doe.
And he was defenseless because he knew he dropped the ball, and he just relaxed his body.
I think one of the officials is going to come in and try to point out that the defender may not have known the ball was dropped, but it's pretty tough to sell that one.
The other thing is, and you know, obviously we're up here, but I didn't hear any whistles blow either. And usually, you know, on an incomplete pass, the whistle blows right away. Now, there may have been some question as to whether it was a lateral or not because it was a quick screen.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. We have dead ball fouls against Florida, dead ball fouls against Auburn. By rule, those fouls automatically decline. Second down.
So the penalties offset. I did not see the retaliation.
No, I didn't either.
Apparently neither did Tommy Tuberville.
Well, here's the drop. I mean, he drops the ball, and then he picks it up, and he gets hit.
Now, somebody comes in late in the play. Looked like a lineman comes in here. Watch from behind.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Jason Bosley, the center. All right. Well, you know what? That's probably a good call because I don't think that Dustin Doe heard the whistle or knew the play was done because Cody Burns had picked the ball back up. And as far as Dustin Doe knew, it was still a live play.
Cody Burns will take issue with you.
Cody Burns better leave that ball on the ground next time.
That's right.
Walk away from the ball, my man.
Cox wants a timeout. 4:04 on the first quarter clock from Gainesville. We'll be back after this.
When you get into a Volkswagen, it gets into you.
Professional driver on a closed course.
Now through October 1st, get a 2008 Touareg 2 V6 for only $399 a month.
How's that feel? Great.
Get ready for the game. Watch SportsCenter Monday kickoff with an original ice-cold Miller Lite. Good call for Monday night.
With my credit, I never thought I'd qualify for a new computer. But with Blue Hippo, all I need is a home phone and a checking account, and approval is guaranteed.
We're talking to people who have discovered Blue Hippo Funding's Guaranteed Approval Program. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit or no credit because we don't check your credit. Your approval is guaranteed with just an active checking account.
I started my own home business, something I never could have done without a computer.
And if you call and order now, we'll include this ultra-thin 20-inch LCD TV complete with mounting brackets and speakers absolutely free. And we'll also include this color printer absolutely free. These accessories are free when you call and order now.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't take advantage of this. It's a great offer.
Mom, can I go on the computer now?
Just a minute.
This is your chance to get a brand new brand name computer from Blue Hippo, regardless of your credit. And by calling and ordering now, you'll receive this color printer and this 20-inch flat panel LCD TV for free. So call in the next 10 minutes.
ESPN salutes the Southeastern Conference. 75 years of excellence in collegiate athletics.
Happy 75th anniversary. We don't even know what to get you for 75 years. Second and 10 for Brandon Cox and Auburn. Draw play. Fannin. 30. Up to the 32 before he's driven back. Very close to the first down sticks.
Well, you have to like the way Auburn's young offensive line is playing so far. Their offensive line coach is Hugh Knoll. He was a former lineman at Georgia, played on their '80 national championship team, and Auburn has had outstanding offensive lines over the last several years. You see Mario Fannin get outside the pursuit of the defense. 3 true freshmen, and Hugh says, you know, these guys don't always know who they're supposed to block, but they go 100 miles an hour every play. There's Hugh Knoll. He's got to be very pleased right now with the way his young unit is playing up there.
3rd and inches. And that's the fullback, Stewart. Looks like he's got the first down before he stopped by Derek Harvey. Here's Holly Rowe.
Hey guys, this is just kind of interesting. I have a source down here on the sideline that helped me understand that last ruling on that late hit. He said that by rule, a whistle does not necessarily stop the play. A player has an inherent responsibility to see when a play is dead. So the defensive player, when he sees it's an incomplete pass, he does have a responsibility whether or not there is a whistle to stop.
Tough sometimes you're being blocked and you don't see the play and then get off the block and try to make a hit. But thank you, Holly. That does clear it up. Cox, play action fake, throws over the middle and complete. What a nice catch by Montez Billings. Here's Scott Van Pelt. Scott?
Mike, thank you very much. Ohio State trying to avoid the fate that so many ranked teams have endured on this Saturday, and Beanie Wells is making sure that they're not. That's 1 touchdown. Let's do it again, shall we? Beanie taking it to the paint, and Minnesota's defense really been struggling. Ohio State looking like they might just open up a can. 14-0 first quarter, Mike.
Oh, Scott, those uniforms.
The mustard and maroon.
There's movement up front. The left guard jump. That's big Tyrone Green.
I see what's going good for Auburn.
False start. 73 on the offense. Penalty 5 yards. Down remain first.
What's going well for Auburn right now is the fact that they're running with some success, enough to keep the Florida defense guessing and make play action and the different things that Brandon Cox does well effective. And he is very accurate right now. He's comfortable. They aren't getting a lot of pressure on him, but it's because they've run with just enough success to keep that Florida defense guessing.
1st and 15 to 46. Fannin nowhere to go. Breaks a tackle, will lose a yard.
Todd, some weekend, right? Absolutely. I mean, you know, everybody's pointing to next weekend being the big weekend in college football, but this one, South Florida on Friday night, are they the new beast in the East? You have to ask that question now, especially with Rutgers losing, upset by Maryland. The Red River fallout, both Oklahoma and Texas looking forward to that game next week. Both of them get beat in upset fashion today. And then who's the big challenger for USC in the Pac-10? You got to say Cal right now. An impressive win for Jeff Tedford's group against Oregon at Autzen Stadium up in Eugene.
And when 6 out of the top 13 lose, you have to think about opportunities missed for those teams to move up. Cox. Rodriguez-Smith makes another catch down to the 48. You know, Cox has acquitted himself beautifully.
Yeah.
They don't want him in 1st and 15, second and long, and he's made those plays.
See, you know what he did too is he comes into this game with a lot of confidence, because when he came off the bench last week against New Mexico State, he was excellent. He was 13 of 19, 135 yards. He checked it down to the backs. He was right in rhythm. He was very accurate, and he's picked up right where he left off on the road against a much better football team.
He's 7 out of 8. The one that was incomplete was dropped by Cody Burns, the backup quarterback. Pressure coming. They pick it up, and now Cox is swamped back at the 45-yard line. Had no chance that time. Justin Tratto, Derek Harvey were 2 of the 3 players that met at the quarterback.
Now, the only thing that he could have done there is maybe just thrown this one away. But it's better to take a sack and punt the football and hope you pin Florida deep than to throw one in the wrong place. And again, that's the one thing Brandon Cox has done worse this year is his touchdown to interceptions. Only 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions coming into the game tonight in his senior season.
Shoemaker to kick to James, who's 3rd in the country in punt returns. That's a returnable kick. James back to the 6. Drilled as he got to the 18. 49-yard kick. And that will end the first quarter at Florida Field. Auburn surprising the defending national champions 7-0 on primetime Saturday Night Football.
The Patriots battle the Bengals at 8:30 on ESPN Monday Night Football.
Hey, I was just about to call you.
More bars in more places. That's what you can expect from the new AT&T, the largest digital voice and data network in America. So switch to the network you can trust. AT&T, your world delivered.
This is the gel that got America gelling. Now Dr. Scholl's has put 2 amazing gels together to create an insole that's soft and supportive for outrageous comfort. The new improved massaging gel insole. Dr. Scholl's. Get in.
Home. It's different things to different people. Whatever it means to you, you'll find it on our homepage, Century21.com. Century 21, the gold standard.
I'm comfortable going fast. I'm comfortable in Wrangler.
Introducing Relaxed Straight Leg and Relaxed Boot Fit from Wrangler Jeans Company. Wrangler Jeans Company. New fits, new styles, great comfort.
There are some crazy blades out there, so reach for the ultimate balm. Replenishing aftershave balm with Care Protect soothes and repairs the damage from shaving. Only from Nivea for Men.
You know, HD TV and TiVo HD just belong together. Like me and Duke. I mean, why get a premium HD TV and a generic DVR? My TiVo searches for HD by show, actor, team, and downloads thousands of movies right to my TV. And Duke, he gets me other things.
Oh, he's so cute.
Good boy, Duke.
New TiVo HD. Get it now at a price worth pausing for.
Here's my dream for this great land. Comfort for all in tanks and sweatpants. A world without labels would set us free. No ties or heels from sea to shining sea. This is how I live. This is how I'm real. This is how I love. This is how I feel.
Welcome back to ESPN's College Football Primetime, presented by Hampton Hotels. The Gators shut out in the first quarter. On top of that, they don't have a first down yet.
Yeah. Well, look at the ball control Auburn has had, and the biggest thing is they've converted some 3rd downs. 3 of 5 coming into the game, worst in the SEC on 3rd down conversions.
Tebow, little option read, tossed to face on. And Faison is dumped on top of his head by Aaron Savage, the strong safety. Back to Scott Van Pelt.
Mike, thanks very much. A look at the primetime pulse. The games going on the family of networks. Ohio State in control up in Minnesota. Meanwhile, USC scoreless quarter against Washington. That's a better team than they've been in years past. Meanwhile, Auburn, they lead Florida. I tell you, Mike Todd upsets aplenty. Home team trying to prevent one up there in Gainesville.
It's not been easy so far, Scott.
I tell you, this is the guy that Florida's got to get the ball to soon here. Percy Harvin. He's the difference maker for them. They got to get him involved in the game. They need a spark.
He's the kid with incredible quickness and speed. They get it to him here. Has a little seam up to the 28-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. And Zach Etheridge, second on this team in tackles, made that stop.
You know, he's a very, very talented guy. Great make-you-miss ability, speed in the open field. And really, his play out of the backfield is what caused a lot of problems for Auburn last year. They were anticipating him as a receiver. They weren't expecting him as a running back. They're a little better prepared for that tonight. But Percy Harvin is the guy that every time he touches it, good things happen for Florida.
He was the top wide receiver prospect in the country coming out of high school from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Averaging 16 yards a catch so far. And they'll whistle this one dead.
We had 11 catches last week.
Florida, first timeout.
Gators will use a timeout with 13:41 to go first half. They're down 7-0.
Are these numbers right?
Yes.
Do you know what this means? It means we have doubled in the last 6 months. It means we're going to have to hire more people, move into a bigger space to get those key card things. We'll need to order a lot more wood. What if this continues?
Dave, isn't that kind of the idea?
Citibank Business Banking. Whatever your growing business needs, Citibank's there with guidance and customized solutions to help your business thrive. Come to Citi and let's get it done.
These days, it seems like they're trying to protect us from everything. Roll-On protects us from odor. Coffee has a warning label. This is hot. You think we're missing the point? Let's just keep our eye on the big ball. Protect us from the things that matter. The things we can't see coming.
I've always wanted to have a pool. To me, that was my dream.
If you've ever dreamed of the perfect swim, or exercise, fun with your family, or relaxation at the end of the day, order a free DVD or video to learn more about the endless pool. Your personal pool at home.
Nice and small, compact.
A regular pool, first of all, you have turns that you have to concentrate on. Here, it's endless. You're swimming in place, which is a great opportunity to be able to work on your stroke technique.
In your basement, run downstairs, turn it on, you're there. It's like having a treadmill in your basement.
You know, I'll come downstairs and there'll be sometimes 7 or 8 kids in the pool, and they're always grabbing onto the bar, cranking it all the way up.
Indoors or outside.
Call 800-319-9705 or visit our website for a free DVD.
Urban Meyer sporting one of the longest win streaks in the country. They're in third right now. Wisconsin with 13, LSU with 12. Both of those teams scared at least for a while today. And the Gators having a scare, and Tebow is popped as he got out to the 32-yard line. It's a big kid, about 235, 240 pounds.
And he's powerful, and he's fearless when he runs. He is not afraid to stick his nose in there. He's not a guy that's looking to get down or looking to run out of bounds. He carried the ball 27 times last week against Ole Miss, and really, you know, they weren't all designed quarterback runs. Maybe 5 or 6 were scrambles on a pass play call, but at the end of the game, when they needed to hold the ball and win the game, he was the only guy that ran it.
From the 32, Tebow throws complete to Faison. What's a big game without a pie chart, you ask? Well, take a look at the Gators, 2 deep. And they are very young. There's a lot of young ball clubs in the SEC this year. You take a look at the freshmen, take a look at the sophomores. 66% of the guys who play the most are underclassmen. 66%. And here they are, number 4 in the country.
It's a little scary.
You think Urban Meyer can recruit? Tebow on 30-yard, likes to run here, but he's going to throw instead. Ingram up to the 43-yard line. Their offense looks like it has a little more rhythm right now.
Well, that was one where they see what Auburn's calling on defense. They change it from the sideline, and then Tebow's got that big target in Cornelius Ingram out there in the flat. You know, you match up with the receivers on the outside, the speed guys, and then you've got to also account for the big guy inside, Cornelius Ingram. 13 catches coming into the ball game tonight, a couple touchdowns.
And all these guys have ludicrous averages. Over 16 yards a catch and up. Harvin, the man in motion. Tebow overthrown by a step. Patrick Lee on Andre Caldwell.
Well, the one thing you don't know about Andre Caldwell, if he's going to be as good right now on quick moves or breaks or cuts to the outside, but he looks good running the takeoff pattern. But
So
Patrick Lee, absolutely, right there with him. Reading the eyes of Caldwell and right there to make a play.
Caldwell coming off a sprained MCL, missed Tennessee and Ole Miss. Go with 5 wides again. On 2nd and 10 for Tebow. Four-man rush. Perfect strike to Harvin.
And a late hit.
Down, late hit. That'll cost him 15 more. Gain of 20. Tack on the 15 for 35. Big mistake by Aaron Savage, number 2.
And anybody that wonders whether Tim Tebow can throw the football, he's got an excellent arm, and he's very accurate. When he gets his feet set, he throws on time. He's got Harvin open on the corner route, and then Aaron Savage, I don't know if he just didn't even know where the sideline was. That's a needless penalty by Aaron Savage.
Got to wonder what he's thinking. He hit him 5-6 yards out of bounds.
You know, you don't want to help Florida. I mean, you want to make them work for everything, earn everything they get. You don't help them with a 15-yard gift. They're too good to do that.
Gators with their best scoring chance. 1st and 10 from the 23. Tebow, that little half roll under pressure. Now he's going to go back to the weak side for Harvin, incomplete. And Harvin was bumped between the 5-yard line and the goal line, but no flag. Patrick Lee, again, doing the best he can one-on-one coverage.
Well, what this was trying to do, Tim Tebow is rolling to his left to try to bring the whole defense and all the safeties with him and leave single coverage for Percy Harvin, who shows quick screen and then runs the takeoff. But again, Patrick Lee right there. It was on Caldwell a couple plays ago. This time, he's right there with Percy Harvin. They tried to fool him and isolate him, but he was not fooled on the play.
Patrick Lee, the senior, already acquitted himself very well here. Tebow facing another 2nd and 10. Can't find anybody. Hangs onto the ball. Will not go out of bounds and taken down at the 20-yard line. At some point, they've got to teach him to get out of bounds and slide when he's got all he's going to get. There's no sense trying to get the extra foot and taking a shot.
Well, good luck with that. I mean, based on what we know about him and what Urban Meyer's told us about him as being the ultimate warrior and the most competitive guy he's ever been around at any level, I think you might convince him to step out of bounds, but I don't think you'll ever see him slide, ever.
He said he had Tebow come over to his house, play one-on-one basketball. He'd never do that again.
Yeah. Or volleyball. They'll play volleyball with him either.
3rd and long. Tebow sets in the pocket, throws underneath to Harvin. That was beautifully defended by Aaron Savage. He stayed right with the speedy wide receiver and stopped him short of a first down, and they'll have to try a field goal.
What you're seeing from Auburn is you're seeing that they have speed on defense and the ability to run with this Florida offense.
If you just joined us, glad you could be with us on a Saturday night, and you are seeing Ehas set up for a 34-yard field goal to try to get the Gators on the board. They are down 7-0 to the visiting Auburn Tigers. Ehas 3 out of 4 and field goals, and it's blocked. Florida cannot advance that ball.
It was a block punt last year that turned the game around in Auburn. We talked about Auburn. What do they have to do? The Dell X factor. They've got to win turnovers, and they've got to win special teams. They get the stop on third down with a good tackle in space, and then they come away with the block of the field goal. They get to push inside. Hard for me to see right there who it was. Right in the middle, 95. Nice block in there. Pat Sims getting the push, and Derek Marks, number 94, in there as well. What a big play.
Mark says, I got it. Yeah. The starting defensive end playing on special teams, and the lead holds at 7-0. Everything has gone Auburn's way. Tate on the draw, spins forward to the 23. Taken by McMillan, Gators defensive tackle.
Again, right now for Auburn, they've got to keep what they're doing, protect the football. Brandon Cox, be smart with it, make good solid throws, and let their defense play, because their defense is playing well and playing with confidence right now.
Red zone alert from Minnesota in case you want to update yourself on that game against Ohio State. Cox bobbled, but then caught by Big Gabe McKenzie, the tight end, his 12th grab of the year. Had a couple of touchdown catches, and he has a first down. Nice concentration by McKenzie.
Nice little combination route on the outside. Quick throw for Brandon Cox. Quick three-step drop, get it out of your hands. McKenzie focuses on the football and turns upfield and gets very close, actually does get the first down.
They have kept the crowd out of it for the most part. They got the lead on a great drive. Their defense has been solid. Everything Tommy Tuberville wanted out of the Auburn Tigers he's gotten so far. Cox, another completion, this time to the fullback Stewart, who comes out of the backfield and grabs one for 21. Brandon Cox is having a sensational ball game.
Well, Stewart went in short motion. They faked it to Tate, and then he gets isolated out there against this young secondary. And Brandon Cox just drops it right into a bucket there. I mean, there was a hole around 3 defenders, and he dropped it right in the bucket. And that is a quarterback who's feeling it tonight. I mean, he is on his game.
Look at those numbers, and the one was dropped. A perfect throw to his backup, Cody Burns. And at the end of that play, that could have easily been another 15 yards against the Gators for a late hit. Tate. Both of his blockers were taken down at the line of scrimmage, and Tate did the rest by himself. Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, I know Brandon Cox got off to a slow start this season, but Al Borges, his offensive coordinator, said he's one of the most underappreciated guys in the SEC. Last year, he got sacked 34 times, played with a badly sprained ankle, a burst sack in his knee. He said, you know, if John Wayne would have given a performance like that, he would have gotten an Oscar. Brandon Cox got booed at home. Guys, he's already taken 2 brutal hits, got bent in half, and then got his helmet popped off tonight. This kid's playing very tough.
You know, I don't think there was ever a question about his toughness or his competitiveness. It's just early in the season this year, for whatever reason, Brandon Cox tried to force some things. He tried to do some things that he's not really comfortable doing. And I think the biggest reason was Auburn did not run the football as well early in the year as they are doing tonight, or as they're accustomed to doing. And everything that Auburn likes to do in their passing game starts with their running game. Now, their rushing game has gotten better each game. They ran for 62 yards against Kansas State, then 125 against South Florida, 216 against Mississippi State, last week 229, their best game of the year. And they're running well enough tonight to keep him very comfortable throwing the football.
And to work the clock, 8:55 to go first half. Fannin checks back in. We have yet to see Tristan Davis, who is the fastest of the tailbacks, who's going to get a chance tonight, hopefully, for his first action of the season. Cox, good protection by the front wall and throws another perfect strike for a first down. Montez Billings with 3 catches tonight. That was for 25. And Cox, it'd be just as easy to take it down and hand it to him 25 yards downfield.
And you mentioned it. They're keeping the crowd out of it. And because of that, they're able to audible and make checks at the line of scrimmage. This was a check off at the line of scrimmage, and Brandon Cox found what he wanted, running down the seam, and hits Montrez Billings right down the seam of the defense. But it's all because he was able to check at the line of scrimmage with this crowd a little quieter.
Now Cody Burns comes in. 1st and 10 at the 13. Last time they ran this same play, quarterback draw, almost the same result. He's down to the 9. From left to right, that offensive line. Pugh is a freshman, Green a junior, Bosley a junior, Ramsey a freshman, and Zimba a freshman.
Yeah. The only returning starter they had from last year was a senior, King Dunlap, who is not even here tonight. He's home. He's got an elbow injury. He hasn't been playing as well this season as they thought he might. He's been hurt. And they're going with the youngsters right now, and they are playing extremely well.
2nd and 6. Cox is back in. Fakes. Throws for the end zone. That could easily be a flag. Smith certainly wants one, but he won't get it, as Pierre-Louis jumped early and appeared he made contact before the ball got there.
This is a heck of a play. They had what they wanted, one-on-one. They go with the bootleg, set up by the running play. Watch the play. Pierre-Louis over the top. That's a great play. That's an outstanding athletic play by Pierre-Louis. He didn't have his left hand on the receiver. He went over the top with his right hand and knocked the ball away.
Replay's great stuff, isn't it?
That was good there.
Crowd on its feet. Cox flushed. Cox dives inside the 5 to the 4. Needed to get to the 3 for a first down.
But a good decision by Brandon Cox. We're playing well. We've got momentum. Worst case scenario here, we set up for a field goal and take a 10-point lead. I think Tommy's got to kick the field goal here, doesn't he?
Well, I'm thinking if they're going to stay with that very conservative philosophy, you'd have to. And here goes conservative.
Yeah.
We've just gone back to Hillary's side of the field.
The coaches are on the field. I think they're going to call a timeout. Yeah, they called a timeout. Tommy's going to kick the football, I think, here. His defense is playing well. Wow.
Timeout, 6:44 to go in the half.
The chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup is on ABC tomorrow at 1 Eastern.
It's always there. Every time you need it. Making things move. Breathe. Helping the savers meet the saved. Air. It's a beautiful thing.
Honey, hey, listen, I'm out here with the guys, and they're really pushing me hard to come back and play another season in New York. What do you think?
Are you kidding?
Just say no. Just say the word no, and I'll stay retired. Just say no, and, you know, I won't do it. Okay, great then. Guys, I'm back. She's so happy, she's speechless.
The network you can trust, AT&T. Buy any phone and get up to 4 free.
Good, Aaron. Cow. Cow! Yes, sweetie, cow.
Cow!
Paul, where are the burgers?
For breakfast, try Chick-fil-A's Tasty Chicken Biscuits, Chicken Minis, or Breakfast Burritos.
Today, the wait is over.
Touchdown! I did it again!
Because today, the game plan arrives.
3 seconds left.
Welcome to the magical world of ponies.
Oh, what have we done to deserve this?
The game plan. Rated PG. Plan to see it now.
ESPN's College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Hyundai. Now there are more reasons to check out a new Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com. And AT&T. Your world delivered.
Welcome back to Florida Field. 4th and a yard and a half. Auburn lining up to go for it.
He's bobbing his head. They're trying to draw him off here.
Drawing him off is not a first down.
No.
They'll go with Tate, and Tate has a first down. What a gamble, and it paid off.
Now, here's what I understand about Tommy Tuberville here. You're not going to beat Florida here, the most prolific offense in the SEC, by kicking field goals. You're going to have to beat them by scoring touchdowns. But my goodness, I'm shocked. I thought for sure he'd kick there.
Doesn't 10-0 look pretty good to you? You're a 3-touchdown underdog?
Absolutely it does. But he's right now thinking 14-0 looks even better.
Boy, it didn't get a very good spot on that one either. Bringing the sticks, but they made it.
On the road, 3 freshman offensive linemen.
Yes, sir. The Stars are aligning correctly. What a courageous call by Tommy Tuberville, who has been an outrageous success at Auburn in his 9 years.
Now, here would be the perfect time for Al Borges to call play action and throw the football on first down after getting that big 4th down play.
Got Billings and Dunn to the left, Smith to the right. Tate the tailback. Tate gets the carry. Puts his ball over the line. Touchdown.
This is something. They spread him out to make it look like pass, and they spread out that Florida defense a little bit by formation, and then just ran the inside zone play. And Ben Tate stretched over the goal line. You see his knees weren't down because he landed on top of one of his own players and was able to reach the ball over for the touchdown.
How
they're going to take a look at this.
And I think you're right about his knees. He was stretched out. His knees hadn't touched the ground. Tommy Tuberville said this week, we thought we should be 4-0, but we're not. We've got to start playing better. Well, from that angle, 73 Zimba is blocking the view. This is better. The knee could be down. If it is, it's about a half yard away.
Before the ball reached out.
That's the beauty of this replay system. Everything is reviewed. And the coaches, if they think they have a bad review, have one challenge per game.
The knee was definitely down. The question was, had the ball broken the plane first? And it doesn't look like it did. You could definitely see the knee bounce off the turf. Now, it was ruled a touchdown. So in order to overturn it, has to be indisputable evidence on those replays. I think it is too.
Well, first we thought it was a touchdown. Now we think it wasn't. If we had a third opinion, we'd give you that one too.
Right. But what we do know is that Auburn has come to play tonight on both sides of the ball. Brandon Cox has looked sharp.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
Little surprised at that. If Florida, which is now down 13-0, goes down to Auburn at the end of the night, 7 of the top 13 teams would have lost this weekend. Count it. 7. It's unbelievable. The point after by Byram is good. We go back to last year's meeting for tonight's Good Hands Flashback, presented by Allstate, October 14th at Auburn. Trey Smith with a touchdown off the block punt. Then Chris Leak fumbles at the Auburn 21. A mistake-filled game for the Gators. Leak was then intercepted by Eric Brooks. You'll see that one here. And Auburn scores 19 unanswered to win at 27-17, the only loss for Urban Meyer and his Gators last year.
Take a look. When they've beaten them the last 3 times, it's been pretty important games. Florida ranked number 1 in 94, ranked number 1 in 2001, and number 2 last year. Florida number 4 coming into the ball game tonight. Now, last year they won that game, did not score an offensive touchdown. They scored a defensive touchdown, the special teams touchdown, kicked 4 field goals, had a safety. Tonight, the first 14 points thanks to Brandon Cox and the Auburn offense.
Got quiet in here, didn't it? Oh, you can hear some drummers. Yeah. Nobody's making any noise at all. Little did they expect. Down 14-0.
Like we talked about, this has been one of the best road teams in the conference for the last 3 or 4 years, Auburn.
James will keep it there. Monday, 2 of the top offenses in the AFC collide as the Patriots take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern. Our coverage starts at 7 with Monday Night Countdown. And do not discount the fact that even with all the stuff swirling around him, that Bill Belichick is not a genius, because he is certifiable.
He's a genius, and if it weren't for a guy named Manning, Tom Brady, would be by far, hands down, the best thing going at that position, too. That's quite a combination, those two.
You can make a living with either quarterback, can you? See if the Gators can get anything going late here in the first half. Tebow will start from the 20. And take it straight ahead. And Auburn has really been prepared for his running game. Here's Scott Van Pelt.
A Taco Bell update. We take you to the Great Northwest. USC, as they have in their losses of the past couple years, looking sluggish on the road. Jake Lockett, a great-looking quarterback, takes it in, but John David Booty, Patrick Turner, USC responds, coming right back down the field. They even it up, but everywhere you look, ranked teams are struggling, guys.
Tell you what, just surviving this weekend, Scott, is going to turn out to be a huge deal. Harvin comes in motion. You give it straight up the middle to Moore for a couple. Pat Sims makes the tackle.
I think Pat Sims and Josh Thompson in there on the inside are doing a nice job of just taking up space and stopping the inside runs. The tackles that they're rotating through on the inside are doing a nice job stopping any kind of inside run, whether it's Keyston Moore, whether it's Tim Tebow. And then the speed guys, the secondary and the linebacker, are doing a great job on the perimeter runs. I mean, they just have not given up a big play outside of that pass to Harvin. That was the biggest play that Florida has gotten here in the first half.
Those tackles have been very stout in the middle, both 300-plus pounders.
Out, Florida. Second timeout of the half.
Gators will use their second timeout with 4:51 to go in the half. And we'll take a break. Back to Florida Field after this, a 14-0 game.
Instant gratification has us in a stranglehold. So much so that we don't want to fix things anymore. Just replace them. Don't like your nose? Get a new one. Don't like your job? Get a new one. Don't like your spouse? I'll get a new one. Whatever happened to commitment? To standing by our decisions?
It's Bobby Bowden's statue. Hold your breath until we pass it.
They had Bobby Bowden's statue.
So lifelike.
Dude.
Get him!
Do you have accident forgiveness? Call Allstate to sign up today. Are you in good hands?
Hey, what are you looking at?
Ever wish you could hang out with a major leaguer like David Wright? Now you can with Fathead. Fathead is a life-size wall graphic that brings the action and intensity of the game right into your home or office.
How real that looks.
Officially licensed by Major League Baseball Properties, Major League Baseball Players Association, NASCAR, the NBA, and the NFL and Players Inc., plus other major sports and entertainment properties. Fathead brings the impact and imagination of the moment to fans of all ages.
All you gotta do is go to fathead.com. I'm a fathead.
Back at Florida Field, one of the big stories in college football this year. South Florida. Is this the new beast to the east? And the Florida Gators are seeing stories resonate around them like this as they find themselves in a 14-0 hole. Jim Leavitt, the head coach of the Bulls, will join us in a minute. Tebow, planned quarterback draw. And Tebow out to the 37-yard line. Let's bring in Jim Leavitt. And first, Coach, congratulations on a great win last night. That was the biggest win in your program's history.
Well, first of all, appreciate it. It was a big win for us, and you know, it's certainly in the Big East. That makes it pretty special.
Jim, you took this job 10 years ago. This team did not have any players, any facilities, anything. What were your friends telling you about your decision to be in on the ground floor of this program?
I've got to be out of my mind. Yeah,
sort of what I thought.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, there's a talent around this area, and we play in a great stadium, and you know, it's had a great community, you know, Tampa Bay area. So you teams together, pretty good vision, and you know, anything's possible.
Jim, this is Todd Blackledge. You mentioned the talent in Florida and around you, and obviously you've got Miami and Florida State that recruit hard in their home state. What has your strategy been to recruit in that state, knowing that you may not be able to necessarily go head-to-head with those guys? How do you target the guys that you need for your program?
Well, you know, opportunity to play, stay in your home state, be a part of history, you know, be a part of something that just has never been done before, and be part of a great story.
I got to ask you this, because I watched the game last night, and after the game, when they talked to you, you said, oh, you know, we're just going to go get ready for FAU. That's all we're focused on now. Please tell me you went out and enjoyed a little bit after the game last night.
Oh, goodness.
You didn't go watch film, did you?
It was satisfying. It really was, and it was a big win for us. But you know how it is. You know, when you look at all the upsets that are happening right now, if you get ahead of yourself and you don't stay focused and one game at a time, you know, you're going to be the next team that loses. And you know, I just wanted to keep us playing good football and keep it focused on the next team, and let's just see what happens by the end of the year.
Jim, I know coaches just dread looking ahead, but we've got the remaining schedule of yours up here. You've got 2 top 10 opponents left on the schedule, both in conference. A lot of people are going to say right now you are the team to beat in the Big East. Do you think your kids are ready to accept that role?
Well, you know, a lot of things are going to come out. There's a lot of distractions that's going to come your way, but it's going to be important for our staff, our players, to not look ahead, not look at those kind of things. You know, you got to come out and you got to play every time out. You're well aware of that. And I mean, you look at what's happening right now with Auburn and Florida. Auburn's got so much talent. You know, we really had a battle to beat them, and you know, they're off a good team. So we'll just still keep focused and try not to get ahead of ourselves.
Ingram makes that catch down to the 38-yard line to get a fresh set of downs.
Hey, Coach, I have one more question because, you know, we've talked a lot about Tim Tebow, and he obviously is a great young quarterback, but I'm really impressed with your young quarterback, Matt Grothe. Tell us a little bit of something about him. A lot of people maybe don't know too much about Matt Grothe, but they're about to find out, I believe.
Well, you know, Matt's so competitive, and he's so courageous, and he's got great feet and great release, and keeps eyes downfield, all those things. But he is just a fierce competitor, and he really has keeps our team moving, keeps moving the chains, and he's just love being around him. I love being around people like that.
That last catch by Moore, he was pounded by Powers, and there's a flag down on the play. Coach, thank you so much for your time. I know how busy you are trying to get ready for next week and maybe celebrating this week a little bit. Just a tremendous job in building the program from absolutely nothing to where you are right now.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Personal foul.
All right, Coach.
56 on the offense. Penalty 15 yards. Down at second.
Urban Meyer is going to be very upset with this penalty because Florida finally is getting some juice, some momentum offensively. They're moving down the field. They're converting some third downs. And Marquise Pouncey, a freshman lineman in there starting at right guard after the play, is going to come and just peel a guy off right in front of the official, right in front of the Auburn bench. And there's no way you can get away with that. And that's a momentum killer. It's silly, and it kills the momentum that Florida's offense had right here.
6'4", 311, a little tough to hide when you pull off one of those. So it's 2nd and 22 for Tebow back at midfield. Tebow throws underneath. And boy, Auburn is playing some sensational defense.
Well, they're not missing any tackles. I mean, that's the biggest thing you see. They're not missing tackles. And when you play Florida, you have to be able to play in space. They're going to spread you out by formation. They're going to try to find the matchups where you might be a little vulnerable. And they're going to try to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. And if you miss tackles in space, short gains turn into big plays. And Florida, or Auburn, just has not allowed any of those catches to turn into big plays so far.
3rd and 17. Can they keep the drive going? Tebow wants a screen. Harvin. It'll be about 4th and 9. Here's Scott Van Pelt.
Mike, thanks very much. A minute away from the Pontiac Performance halftime report. Funny thing happened on the way to Blockbuster Saturday. We'll show you how OU went down in Boulder, how Texas got hooked at home, and how baseball's playoffs and pennant races will go down to the very last day of the season. Mark May, Lou Holtz settling in. We look forward to seeing you at halftime right here. And now we get you back to Gainesville, Mike Patrick and Todd Blackburn.
All right, Scott, but your Terps won, so it's a good day. Good day in the studio.
Florida going for it here, 4th and 9.
Five-man rush. Tebow with time. Throws. That's going to be short of a first down. Ball comes loose, and Auburn will take over. It was going to be short of a first down anyway. The second effort by Louis Murphy as he turned around and tried to get it, and Patrick Lee came up and made sure he did not get to the sticks.
This was the first time I thought they didn't make a solid tackle, because I thought Louis Murphy on the second effort was going to get the first down. Watch the missed tackle, but Patrick Lee just rips the ball out. When he doesn't secure the tackle, he does the next best thing, rip the ball out, and Auburn gets the football.
Boy, Louis Murphy found a way to get open. He just ran down and pulverized the defender.
Boy, oh boy.
That would have been huge for Florida. With 29 seconds, they'd have been at least in range to try a long field goal, if nothing else. But instead, Auburn takes over and has all the momentum in the world.
And you don't want to turn the football over, and that helps Auburn. But the penalty by Marquise Pouncey is what killed that drive. That 15-yard penalty took their momentum and made them go for it on 4th and 9 instead of getting any points on that last drive.
Some scattered boos greet the Florida Gators as they head for the locker room, and here's Holly Rowe.
Coach, how did you describe how penalties are affecting your team the first half?
Well, it's killing us. We've had a problem with that last week, and it's killing us right now. It's taking us out of, taking us off schedule on offense, and then that special teams penalty was awful.
How do you fix it, though?
How do you fix it? You teach them not to do that, and let's get to the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Our halftime score, the Auburn Tigers 14, the 4th-ranked Florida Gators nothing. Let's join Scott Van Pelt for the Pontiac Performance halftime report.
Well, Mike, it's a lousy day to be a ranked team, evidently, especially the higher you are, the worse shape you're evidently in, as we've seen throughout this day. Florida obviously is in a world of hurt. They've got a half to fix it. I guess there'll be a fire and brimstone for Coach Meyer if that little interview was any indication. Mark May, Lou Holtz alongside. I'm Scott Van Pelt. We'll get to the highlights right away, boys. Might as well dive right into the deep end and show you what happened. Oklahoma, the 3rd-ranked team in the land, they've been averaging a margin of victory of about 50. And Sam Bradford, the freshman, comes out and hits Joaquin Iglesias, and we are on course. Oklahoma is out ahead, and you figure they're going to put their foot on the gas. Funny thing happened on the way to the gas pedal, I guess. Hugh Charles is the one hitting the accelerator in Colorado. Mark, it was evident they were going to compete in this game throughout.
Yeah, from the beginning to the end, they weren't going to give up. But still, Oklahoma's got that terrific offensive line, and Alan Patrick, the running back, makes a terrific move to the outside and takes it into the end zone for the score.
So at this point, it's 14-7. Oklahoma ultimately enjoyed a 24-7 lead, but, and this is a real big but, here comes Cody Hawkins and Tyson DeVries, 24-17. Colorado marching back, climbing back. Get to about 5 minutes in the game, midfield. Got to punt it. If Oklahoma can get a few first downs, it's ball game. Reggie Smith drops it, it's not ball game. In Colorado, Coach, you've been in this situation on both sides. It's a whole lot better when you're on this side of it. A Pontiac changing nominee right here, the touchdown pass to Dusty Sprague. 24 all, and Oklahoma's going to try to move it into field goal range. 3rd and 8 pass from Bradford to Joe John Finley, and Terrence Wheatley blasts him. Oklahoma's got a punt. And Colorado's Kevin Eberhardt. He's already got a game-winning kick this year to beat Colorado State, but this one has got to be even sweeter, guys. You knock off 3rd in the land, that's doing something, especially when it's been so one-sided the other way for Oklahoma. When we come back, we'll show you how the Red River Shootout lost all of its undefeated luster, even with Vince in the house. Ron Prince and the K-State Wildcats marching into Austin and getting a monstrous win.
Obsessing over celebrity, that's wrong. Unless that celebrity is bacon. Introducing the Baconator from Wendy's. 6 strips of bacon piled high atop 2 fresh, never frozen beef patties. Bacon! Obsess a little. Wendy's. That's right!
Home. It's different things to different people. Whatever it means to you, you'll find it on our homepage, Century21.com. Century 21, the gold standard.
With 2 million vehicle listings on Cars.com, you can find the right car for you.
Blue it is.
Find the right car for you. Cars.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Hey. Hey, what's up, Casey? Supposed to be P1 here.
Guy came in and refilled the machine. Said something about making some changes. Weird, huh?
Well, I was meant to be P1. We had a deal here.
Hey, look at that. I'm in the pole position.
Watch your favorite Wrigley's brand chew up the track this season.
Homeowners, has your adjustable rate mortgage gone up? Way up? Fix it at Zoom Credit. At the speed of light, get a fixed interest rate that's refreshingly low. With one application, you'll receive up to 4 offers from our network of lenders. Apply now at Zoom19.com. Go to Zoom Credit for home purchases and refinances, car loans, cash advances, consolidate your debts, and save money every month. Apply online at Zoom19.com for low-interest credit cards. Zoom Credit even has credit cards that help rebuild your credit. Everyone is approved. No matter what your credit score, go to Zoom and watch it soar. Apply online at Zoom19.com. That's Zoom19.com. Your lower interest rates, new home, new car, extra cash are just seconds away. Apply online now at Zoom19.com. Zoom Credit. People tested, credit approved.
Lenders, join the Zoom Credit Network today.
The Pontiac Performance Halftime Report is powered by Pontiac. the official performance machines of the NCAA.
Somebody should have dubbed this Survival Saturday because many ranked teams did not. Number 7 Texas, even with Vince back on hand to watch. Vince and the Longhorn faithful couldn't have enjoyed this. Colt McCoy picked by Ian Campbell, and this is the story of the day. Kansas State returning kicks and picks for touchdowns, man. Wildcats look like they're going to have it their way. They won it a year ago, and you figured Texas would have this circled on their schedule. A game-changing nominee here, Jordy Nelson. 3 different balls returned for touchdowns by the Wildcats.
Scott, you must be sound in the kicking game.
How many times over the years have you or
10,000 times. That? Kansas State wasn't this game, Coach, but Texas was.
That's the worst loss in the Mac Brown era. They get beat by 20. Not what anybody expected to see. California and Oregon. This game was... It was billed as the game of the weekend. The folks in Autzen were all geeked up for it. Third quarter, California's down until Nate Longshore hooks up with Deshaun Jackson. How do you leave him that open, Coach? You got to have a scheme for that.
Well, you just can't cover him very well. You'll see him time after time. This is not the first time he gets wide open.
He'll get open again. This is Dennis Dixon and Cameron Colvin, and Oregon goes up 17-10, and back and forth we went. And Longshore, who should I throw it to? Another game-changing nominee from Pontiac. It's Jackson. 11 catches, 161, Mayday.
Oh, that's acceleration. You got to have it.
You think? Looking like the Heisman candidate he's been touted to be. So Cal's up 7 until Dixon sneaks it into the end zone. Tied up again. Story of the day, sound of the kicking game, and you can't turn it over 4 times to 0 for Cal. 4 turnovers for Oregon. The Bears' defense is stout. Justin Forsett, in his battle of big backs, certainly in the Pac-10. Forsett takes it in. It's 31-24, and then late in the game, it's Dixon to Colvin. Colvin trying to stretch it for the game-tying touchdown. They reviewed it. At first glance, it looked like perhaps it was a touchdown. And ultimately, it appeared accurately called that the ball does indeed go through the end zone. It's a touchback, which means California goes in and gets a win in Eugene for the first time in 20 years. USC and Washington. USC, over the years when they've looked sluggish, guys, they've looked sluggish on the road in conference, and it's sort of the same story again. Washington honoring a 1960 Pac-10 champs and Rose Bowl champs. If Washington wins this game, can Notre Dame claim it as a win?
No.
Like they,
no.
Those uniforms certainly look like the Notre Dame jerseys. There's a fumble, and Washington will pounce on it. And here comes Jake Locker. Boy, this kid looks good. He made everybody up there in Washington happy when he decided to stay home. All the biggies out there were trying to get this kid to come play for them, and he stayed in the Washington area, and boy, die happy he did.
Coach, I still think he's the West Coast Tim Tebow.
Well, he is that. He has to protect the ball better. I think he's thrown 7 interceptions this year, but he's got a great upside to him.
John David Booty, play-action pass. Patrick Turner, Ben of Troy, respond. That's too easy. That is too easy. And here is Stephon Johnson. USC's got as many tailbacks as we've got production assistants here. That's a lot. Our production assistants are almost as good as their tailbacks. USC on top 14-7. So there's a ranked team, guys, that's actually got a lead, and that is a rare and coveted thing today for ranked teams. Maybe I know you had your eye on that K-State-Texas game. What went wrong?
Well, we looked at Texas. We didn't think Texas was that good of a football team.
Right.
They played some close games against Arkansas State and against UCF. And you looked at Texas, you said they're vulnerable to lose a game. They played Kansas State. Ron Prince did an outstanding job of coaching his team up. Defensively, they scored. Special teams scored twice for his football team. They've got the Horns number. They defeated them last year, and they beat them again this year. And Josh Freeman played not a great game, but he played a solid game, enough to win the football game.
What'd you think of California and how they were able to get it done up there in that back-and-forth game, Coach?
Well, people used to get on me all the time. Why do you always pour mouth? Why do you say Navy may beat it? Because you never know what's going to happen during the course of a football game. Let's take Cal and Oregon. 2 fine football teams, both big plays on both sides. Yet when you go back and you look at it, Oregon has 500 yards total offense. Cal has 400. The difference is 4 turnovers by Oregon, none by Cal. You don't really win a football game. You sort of lose it. There's so many ebbs and flows that determine the outcome of the game. And as a coach, you're always scared this is going to be the Saturday where everything goes wrong. Urban Meyer's finding out. Mac Brown found it out. Bobby Stu. It's just crazy. That's why I'm here.
But you never lost to Navy.
Oh, but I tell you what, it scared me. This guy never went to sleep. Cody
Burns not scared. He and Auburn down there in the swamp. And look at the Tigers. War Eagle, they got a 14-0 lead.
If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it, here it is. Come and get it.
The
The clock is ticking at the Buick, Pontiac, and GMC Time to Buy sale. For 7 short days, get great deals on many 07 Buick, Pontiac, and GMC models, like $2,500 cash back on the 6-cylinder G6. Hurry, on October 1st, time's up. See your Buick, Pontiac, and GMC dealer.
A nickel, is that it?
Well, cash rewards have restrictions. See, this is an incisor, not a molar. Plus, there's a 7-tooth minimum before the payouts get progressively larger. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Cashback is only applicable for deciduous teeth lacking decay or...
I'm confused.
Yeah, I know.
Is this how your cash rewards card treats you? Introducing No Hassle Cash Rewards. Earn cash on every purchase, everywhere, plus a 25% annual bonus.
What's in your wallet?
Inside those headphones is something familiar, a battery. And if you think all batteries are the same, consider this. When even the firefighters have to get out, fire departments all over the world now depend on the T-Pass 3 communicator. And packed inside is the only battery T-Pass trusts, Duracell. So whether it's music to your ears or the signal that could save you, it just has to work. Duracell, trusted everywhere.
When a young girl with severe arthritis gave Deborah Shard flowers following her first victory as a professional golfer, she was inspired to do more, and not just on the course. She realized the gift of an education would give people with physical disabilities a greater sense of self-worth and independence. Today, the Deborah Shard Foundation endows scholarships at her alma mater, the University of Florida. SEC, a story of character.
Monday. High-powered offenses face off as a pair of dynamic duos look to let it fly in Cincy. ESPN Monday Night Football. Patriots-Bengals at 8:30.
Last week in Dover, mayhem reigned on the Monster Mile, but nothing could stop Carl Edwards from flipping his way back into victory lane. Next up, NASCAR navigates its way into Kansas for the LifeLock 400. The thrill of the chase for the NASCAR Nextel Cup continues Sunday at 1 on ABC.
You're watching the Pontiac Performance Halftime Report.
We had Bobby Bowden on the radio with us the other day. He said he was as excited as he could barely contain himself. Wondering how is he going to feel? An Alabama boy is going to hear the Alabama fight song. Florida State, though, he said roll Tribe, and they did. Xavier Lee, third quarterback of the game to Dakota Fagg. Florida State up in this defensive slugfest. Guys, you knew defense would be the name of the game in this one. Until the offenses got going, and then they sort of started to kick into high gear. Ball comes out there. Ruled a touchdown. John Parker Wilson sacked. Everett Brown lost the football, but... there was a touchdown there, and then here there's an onside kick. Onside kick, illegal touch. You see Bama recover. What happens? Ball goes off a noggin. And Bowden beats Saban. ACC beats the SEC. ACC needed some wins. They actually got a couple today as the unbeatens have fallen. Oklahoma, West Virginia on Friday night, which really set the wheels in motion for this chaotic weekend. Texas, Rutgers falls, Oregon, and Clemson all get beaten on this weekend of chaos before Blockbuster Saturday, which I think might now be out the window. We're back in just a moment.
They pick up touchdowns, pick up the bucks, and pick up their teams. Enterprise salutes NCAA student athletes for picking us all up. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.